babies. Tonight's show is dedicated to one of the greatest things the world has ever known.
It's
No, even better than that. It'll float your boat when you got nay but $1. It'll get you all hot and bothered in the right environment under that collar. It can make the ugly.
Hang on, you're still talking about tits, aren't you?
It can make the ugly truly attractive, and it can get you in some seriously nasty situations as well.
Okay.
It's amazing when it's cold, and it's loved when served warm. It's bubbly, it's great, and it's all that is right in the world. I'm talking about beer. Oh, yeah. Woohoo!
I thought you were talking about revenge, a dish that is best served cold.
Yeah, the idea for that intro hit me about 7 seconds before we went live.
Well, I'm just a panzer here having a glass of wine, so
Chardonnay, no less, I'm sure.
Yeah. Although I do have a nice glass of whiskey just to,
Just to save your credibility and throw a little bit of masculinity back into the equation.
Absolutely. And there's no ice in it. I'm gonna put some chilies in it as well.
Really? That's a neat idea. So, hey, somebody new joining us for PubChat, not new with the Shills, but new joining us for PubChat. We've got none other than Renegade Chungus over from the Car for Ukraine crew. How's it going, man?
Well, hi, Nick. How you doing, Dunk? How you guys doing today?
Hey.
Today is a really good day. It's the end of my vacation, so I figured I'd enjoy a nice pub chat as well.
Yeah, man. You know, sometimes it's a good day to have a drink, and other times it's a good one to have 4 or 5, right?
That might be this night.
I'm hoping so. So, did you see the video on Car for Ukraine today with the trucks already getting delivered there?
Oh my God. Yeah, I already put it into my stream intro. So even though my name's not in it yet, I have to, man. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was loving it. And the thing with Claire is she knows as soon as we get close to our second, we're putting the rocket launcher one out. But we did the rocket launcher one last time, and we wanted to put something very much recover and save. So our name went on a badass, big ass van with some 4x4 and whatnot. It was a very, very cool sight to see.
I get it.
We need to get a rabbit launcher on one of those things so we can fire it into the engines of the Russian jets.
Chungus, you don't know the gag, but we were just recording our 42 show video clips where we record it live with our viewers, but we chop it into 2 little video clips, 7, and one of the stories was an airplane who suffered a wildlife engine hit and had to turn around and come back to where they took off from. They, after takeoff, had a rabbit hit the engine. After takeoff.
A rabbit?
Yeah.
A bunny.
Yeah. And we couldn't figure out why this super rabbit was flying around at the airport, man. Like, what the hell's going on?
Part of the Dead Rabbits gang? That's really strange.
Or maybe some really freaky people were just like sitting at the end of the runway lobbing rabbits at planes. Like, is that,
one of my Chungus cult followers, probably, I would imagine. I could see that happening.
Or could it be that those really cute floppy-eared bunnies have have evolved flight like Dumbo, right? Could
where Chungus fly.
Well, Bugs Bunny didn't Bugs Bunny used to do it with his ears and him fly like a helicopter?
Well, I think he was just. Yeah, but I think he was just. That's
stoned.
I don't know if you know the lore of the Chungus, but the Chungus is a big fat Bugs Bunny. That's where the name actually came from. So when you're talking bunnies, you're talking the Chungus realm. You're talking Eastern Campaign. You're talking the Pasanki.
So maybe what we have here is a situation where we had a true Chungus who was just making a protest point on Boeing airplanes and the absolute frailty of them. Maybe this was a political statement.
Maybe he was not drunk at the pub.
It's just not. There's just not enough Boeings dropping from the sky at the minute. Come on.
I love it. Oh, so but yes, I will, somebody we'll get the link in our, we'll drop it in the live chat for you so you can check out the Car for Ukraine video. We will also have a community post up on our main channel at TheShills and yada, yada, blah, 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 because we're in the video as a collective group. I don't mean us as in Dunk and I, because we're not in Ukraine, but us, the Shills community, provided a vehicle. And so as such, we are there.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm super jealous of that video. Hearing just seeing the rockets go off. Like, what a trip, man. What a trip. And I know what you mean about, you know, one of these days it'd be cool to get like a medevac vehicle or a cool story of how you, like, someone's life was saved.
Oh yeah,
you
right.
Know? Wouldn't that be neat? Like, someone got back, hey, by the way, the vehicle you guys bought saved my life. You know, something like that.
Right. That
would be so inspiring.
Yeah. Here, let me. Sorry. You all are probably wondering what you just heard, but let me show you what it's like when Car for Ukraine sets up a rocket launcher truck. Okay. Now let me zoom this in because, you know, we're humans. Watch this, fellow babies.
Дякуємо Car for Ukraine та Бандеромобіль за організацію збору та підготовку авто. Дякую спільнотам TheShills, а також ATP Geopolitics за підтримку у зборах і самому Діку та Джонатану за активну підтримку. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Героям слава!
За рідну неньку! Постріл! Постріл! Постріл!
Yeah, baby. You see what I'm saying? That's what support looks like.
Send the hate.
Hashtag boom boom. Yeah.
Can you fit one of those to my Land Cruiser?
Sure get you out of traffic in a hurry, wouldn't it?
You know, it reminded me of the first time I ever donated to Lethal Aid. I think it was Brandon Mitchell's campaign for thermal, and he made it very clear. He's like, a lot of people are out there, they're going to donate for this, but this thermal, it's going to something else. And I'm just like,
yeah,
hit that button. Let's do this right now. That night I went home and I made pot butter, and I like filled a half of a shot glass, like a shot glass like that, full of pot butter and a little tequila like that. And I took the whole thing down. Oh my God. Talk about visions. I was seeing like dead Russians with like covered in like blood in their hands. I'm like, I did that.
Yeah.
And man, what a vision. After that, I woke up feeling great about it. So no remorse at that point.
Chungus, amazing transition there, because I have the absolute pleasure to announce that finally it's come to pass. Brandon Mitchell is joining the Shills next week, 26th, 27th on Shills Ukraine update on the main channel.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's finally going to happen. I know many people have asked, why hasn't Brandon been on the show? We have tried in the past to coordinate it, but Brandon doesn't exactly just sit at home playing video games. But we're on WhatsApp right now. We've picked the weekend next, so not tomorrow and Sunday, but the next weekend, and we'll be hanging out and having some fun.
He is such an awesome dude. He reminds me of my best friend Eddie when I was growing up. He was this crazy kid from UK, and this guy was so crazy. We lived on the coast over in Mendocino County. He would climb these redwood trees that are 150 foot tall, go all the way to the fucking top during a storm, and rock back and forth holding these trees. And I remember seeing his dad. He was a postman. He would look out, get down from there. He's just right on the top of these trees. That's Brandon Mitchell. In my mind, when I see Brandon, that's what I think of.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it very much.
Yeah, we don't have many rodeos in the UK, so that's what we've got to do, is climb a tree.
Hey, how long have we been? Is it time to kill it on the old channel and get everybody to come on over? Dunk, do you want to take that?
Well, we got 18 viewers on the Shills channel. I think we've got a few people have come over. Cinnamon's come over, and Bobo Uzella's come over. We've got NANA. I think he's still stuck there. Come on, NANA, come and find us in the right place. And who else we got?
There's 3 words that sum up NANA as a person: steaks, whiskey, enjoyment.
NANA in the other chat says, what?
Get the hell over here, you slacker. What are you doing?
So Dick, how hard is it juggling like multi-channels? Because like I have a hard enough time just like doing one, but like I'm doing a lot, you know.
Yes,
I know you got a kid too. I'm raising 3 on my own. So I'm like, I'm raising 3 on my own.
And Jeebus, man.
Yeah, and I'm working 50 hours a week, and I'm fundraising as much as I can. I couldn't imagine doing.
Wow. Well, in my world, it's homeschooling and stuff. My son's on the spectrum and whatnot, right? So very involved as well. But the thing is doing 3 channels for us is nothing, because it's the same content from one channel, just split to 2 other channels now. It's the same as we were doing before.
Well,
it's no big deal.
What we found on the Shills, there are like 2 main problems, and we managed to science the shit out of it to get this sorted. Because you have like the laws of physics and time, and you also you can only be in one place at the same time. So we've learned how to clone, and we've also learned how to mess with time. So there are more than 24 hours in the day. So, you know, we're just breaking the laws of physics and a bit of nature.
No problem, right? A little Star Trek shit, you know, not an issue.
Yeah. Einstein's my bitch, and I use him for my own benefit, right? You know?
I know the spectrum, man. I know how hard that can be. My daughter is too.
Oh,
She had brain surgery, and she had her right hippocampus removed. So
holy shit. Man.
Yeah, so it takes a lot. I feel the struggle.
Wow. Everybody throw a heart for the dad that Chungus is in the chat there. Here's to you, brother. Wow. You always take time to salute a dad who's single dad or doing a lot of it and whatnot, because you know, we get passed over sometimes as the value of parenting. You know, I get looked at as a happy babysitter by people at times. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've raised him since day 1. What? You know?
I love it too. Like the cringe looks you get from people when you're coming up there, and like they're just looking at you like, oh, what the fuck you doing here?
Like, exactly. Yeah.
What you doing here?
Yeah. Very much. I
embrace it.
Yeah. I had a printing business when my son was young, around like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, a little like at-home business, but we had vinyl cutters and big printers and all heat presses for t-shirts and everything. And I used to make them custom t-shirts. Like, I live with autism, but I wear the pants in the family. And one of them that I used to love, because every now and then when he was like 3, 4 years old and he'd have a little spasm at a store, you get some rich git and they're like, oh, he could touch me like a dog would. And they'd give you that look. And his shirt was, I'm on the autism spectrum. What's your excuse? Because I used to say it to people, right? You know?
She would kill me if I did anything like that. Yes, she is so trendy. It's got to be like Bape hoodies and all the nice cool stuff.
Yeah. Now, mine when he was young, I used to make him like really complex custom shirts that were like tigers and all this, and he loved it. Yeah. But it got to be stupid, because as he got older, having half your home taken up by all of this gear was just not, reasonable, right? You know? Yeah. It's fun, though. Well.
Yeah, I remember one of the earliest memories I had of an awkward moment was we're sitting in this grocery store, right? And he was a cool sport. She comes up to me, she's like, Dad, why is that guy a different skin color than us? And I'm like, and he looks at me.
Because he's racist.
And he looks at me. He looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, Dad. Why?"
Awesome.
Oh my God. I'll never forget that.
Oh, great. Put you on the spot.
Oh, he was a good sport about it. We were having a good time with it.
You know the phrase scripting, where they get repetitive on something, right? My son is a big John Belushi fan, and he got watching the Blues Brothers, and he started scripting the Nazis from the movie. And so he'd be marching around the house going, "White women, white men." And I'd be like, for the love of God, you cannot do that outside. And I'd try to explain to him, right?
I remember we were jailbreaking episodes of Mickey Mouse back before all this shit happened years ago, right?
Yeah.
Off of our Roku. And the only jailbreak Mickey Mouse we could get was in Russian. So the whole beginning of the Mickey Mouse theme song, she could say in Russian.
That's funny.
That was wild.
There was a couple of shout out messages from our main channel that I want to get to here, because it would be, uncouth not to.
Be remiss and rude.
Yeah.
Which is us.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? There was NA&A. There was a message there. Is it the Flash Zolite? Going back, that's a good one. And then we had let's see here. We had Super Chat Matt, and it's 1877 CAR for Ukraine. CARS, CARS for Ukraine. Please help today. And wow, what a great message that is. Exactly. We can put that number out because I'm sure they want us all to have it. Absolutely. And we'll get the link in as well. The fundraiser is going really well this time around, especially with a little bit of a slowdown due to tariff uncertainty and stock market plunging and people getting a little bit more concerned about their personal finances. It's still been going well. Got to congratulate every single one of you who's been helping and contributing.
Seriously, I never thought the turnout would be this big. Like I'm on a donor box with Canty, and I've got 860 subs on my channel. He's got half that.
Yeah,
and we're less than 4,000 euros short from our goal, which is spectacular. I know Mercado's been throwing a lot of shout outs to us. Shout out to Mercado Media for helping in the background. Yeah, I was on vacation. I'm looking like $100 donations. I'm like, God damn, Kenny, what are you doing?
I know, right?
And then, it turns out he'd been plugging us too. But
well, that's what we're switching to now, because we've got a truck paid for already, because we had that one $10,000 mystery donor. So we're going to start swinging out everybody else's link right now to help catch everybody else up. And again, we've all said this. Don't get the wrong idea here. There's no competition in this, because last time around we got our name on a truck and I think we only contributed about 4,000 euro or something, right? It's not about, somebody's better than you. It's collectively, how many freaking vehicles can we get in people's hands as fast as possible? That's all it matters.
100%. Everything else aside, at the end of the day, it's all about getting the vehicles to the troop. That being said, I hyper motivate by a friendly horse race. I love that. Oh, I love that feeling like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be with the big dogs. We're going to make it today. And then all of a sudden the Shills, $10,000 donation.
I know. Like, look at the graph on the screen right there. We're ahead of Mercado Media and Rick the Ukrainian. That's stupid. We should not be ahead of either one of those. I mean, Rick the Ukrainian, for the love of God, he doesn't seem to sleep or eat or even go to the bathroom. He just streams for more donations and more information. Unbelievable.
Rick might not know this, but he is sort of like my mentor in streaming and fundraising. Like the way he does it is absolutely the way I want to do it.
Yeah,
I know. It's beautiful. It really is. Like he goes all out, and I see him some days on stream. I'm just like, God damn, will you just like go to sleep, please?
Yeah,
Please? 'Cause
I know, right?
like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
giving his heart and his soul. I mean, it's his people. I understand, but
Yeah.
I don't at the same time because
Yeah.
we're seeing it from a different outside view. But that man pours everything he has into it. It's beautiful.
And he wears his heart on his sleeve in the most traditional sense of the phrase while doing it. Like he gets a little emotional. He gets a little bit hot under the collar sometimes. He's had the odd interaction with people where he goes, "Oh, really? Sorry, I got a little angry with you there or whatever." But, you know, in the end, he's the nicest guy there is. And there's no ill will, you know. It's just that he's so passionate about what he's doing. If you throw a slight sarcastic remark into the mix and he doesn't realize that you're, you know, I mean, yeah, he can get a little, right? You know, I love it. I would not consider his approach to honesty, directness, passion, and truly putting the you in YouTube. I would not ever fault him for his streaming.
No, absolutely not.
You know,
we all have different perspectives on this, and it's all driven us to help in one reason or another. And his is very personal. I mean, it's his people. So when someone goes on there and they're, you know, making jokes or whatnot, expect a little lashback if he doesn't like what you're saying. I mean, in a sense, we're all people, right? Like at the end of the day, we all put our pants on the same way sometimes. I'm not wearing pants today. I got shorts. and
I'm sure you look good in a dress, brother.
I look terrible today. But, you know, I mean, we're all human, right? And we all have our tolerance level, especially when you're doing streams like day and night.
And if anybody thinks that Rick doesn't have a sense of humor or whatever, well, screw that, because he's hung out with me many times, and you can't do that unless you have a sense of fucking humor. It's just not going to work.
Oh my God. That song, he played a song on a stream the other day from Shills UA, Drunk Monkeys.
Yeah.
Number one requested song in my household. I had to listen to it all the way to fucking Lake Amador the other day.
Yeah, I saw that in the back chat. I was laughing, man. That's awesome. Yeah, you're bringing them up well, for sure. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, if they only knew they were saying bad words in Ukrainian while they're singing it.
Hey, as long as they're not swearing in English, nobody else fucking knows, right? Let me get a drink here. Yeah.
Amen. Amen, bro. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. Dunk, have you heard the Drunk Monkey song? It's beautiful.
I know of a Drunk Monkey, but that's a different matter altogether.
Oh, we'll get there soon. We'll be a bunch of them. We'll be the three. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Very soon.
Well, I'm certainly speaking no evil. I can't get a fucking word in edgeways with you two blathering on.
Oh, I got a lot to talk about, man. I'm on vacation. Yeah, it's the last day of the great adventure away from work. A little me time, a little peace and quiet.
Did you go somewhere, or was it like a homestay?
No. We made the best of it. It was spring break. We went to Lake Amador. We did some trout fishing. We had a terrible experience on live stream, losing the biggest rainbow trout I've ever seen in my life. And there were many cuss words said on live stream in front of whoever was on there. It was very, very beautiful and passionate moment, and I was extremely upset. And half your chat already knows about it. We were joking about it earlier. I made a short video out of it too. It was so terrible.
But the fish got to live for another day.
He did, and it's sort of a romance now, right? The one that got away, you know.
You have to go back with a shotgun. Take him out.
So I do waterfowl hunt off the same kayak, but that fish right there, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find that one fish that got away. It was a beautiful moment.
Just one stick of dynamite, and you'll take them all out in one go.
I'd rather avoid investigations from Cash Patel at this point in my life.
Just get straight to weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, I'd end up waking up in a Salvadorian prison. Yeah, exactly.
Hey Dick, we got to end the stream, dude.
Okay, so you mean the one on the main channel, right?
Yeah. It's been going for 27 minutes.
So if you're watching us still on the main channel, and I'm talking to you, NANA, get over to this channel where PubChat is now. We'll get the link in the live chat, and then we're going to end this fucking thing. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got a few people there. Adam Rounds, Duncan Stewart, NANA. Get your pants onto the proper channel.
Yeah.
BJ's putting it. He's putting it in the chat, so you know where to go, and it will be redirected at the end of this show. So
BJ's dancing 2 channels for you folks, so I want to see donations so we can get him some beer. It's your fault, not mine.
Yes.
Weedy in your chat referencing to my vacation. You need a bigger boat and an electric motor. Okay, but you haven't experienced the joy on being on a little Walmart kayak with a whole trout fishing setup, trolling through there, dodging big MAGA boats with their fucking super powered ultra boat engines with their American flag and their big red hat on a little tiny trout lake while they're playing some lame ass fucking country music you can't stand. You haven't been able to experience that on a kayak. Okay, so there's a big difference.
The only thing that could have made that whole description worse was the music being Kid Rock, but I felt every fucking moment of that. Every syllable hit me like a dagger to the heart.
Oh my God, Kid Rock on that would have been even more epic. It was some bullshit though. I can't even tell you what it was.
Every time Kid Rock stands up on stage at some MAGA thing, he looks like some guy they just dragged out of a meth-fueled coffin sleep to fucking put on stage, right? You know?
I remember that guy came and played a concert where we live here. He came out of a helicopter on a rope, right? And he was, I'm going to jump in because we live on a big lake, but it stinks. He almost jumped in this big ass lake full of blue-green algae that just smells bad. Everybody's telling him, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He looked like such a schmuck.
All right, go on. Let's end the stream on the Shills channel. Come on.
Well, you ended. Hit the button. Hit the button. Okay.
Well, you got to announce. You got to tell everyone you got fireworks and all that kind of stuff you normally do.
Yeah. They're not even set up, so we're not doing.
All right.
Okay. Here, hold on. No, they're not there. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Oh, wait. Here, fireworks. Okay. So get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
Follow the link. Follow the link. Follow the link. Follow the link. Stream ends in 3, 2, 1. Now.
All right. Here, I'll stop the stream over there as well. Okay. There we go. The Shills and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Oh, look, there's a pop-up for redirects now. I didn't know that. Wow. I'm supposed to know what I'm doing too. Guess not so much.
I still can't figure out a redirect. I've been trying to figure that out for the last 3 months.
Well, YouTube are very stingy about redirects. They basically want you to be a monetized channel to be able to do them. But you can go into your settings if you're not monetized and let other people redirect to you.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. So like I would suggest tomorrow we do our Car for Ukraine Shills Roundtable, right? You should set a live stream or whatever for after our show, and I can redirect to you.
Interesting. I get it. That makes sense because I was trying to figure that. I'm still 1,000 watch hours away and like I don't know 100 and something subs. So
if we redirect over to you with a few hundred people watching, that could be a little bit of a right,
a little bump you up. Whatever.
But plus tomorrow on the show, if you want, set up a live stream on your channel. I'll send you over the thumbnail and I'll stream it from my OBS right to your channel. So it's your show too.
Oh, that'd be cool. I haven't even planned tomorrow yet. I still Like I said, last day of vacation.
You
we're
better
going back
plan
to
it
work.
now because you're gonna be hungover.
No, never that. Come on. I'll drink a gallon of water before bed and we'll be good to go.
You gotta, oh yeah, especially once you get to like I'm 54, right? If I have like 12 beers in an evening, God forbid I haven't had 3 meals, a big snack before bed with at least a gallon of water. Oh, because I'm screwed.
You go to bed at 54, you wake up the next morning at 58.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No point in shaving because your beard's now the color of your own skin, right? You can't even tell.
Son of a bitch. It's so true.
Hey, we got a shout out. UTV and Ham there, the ATV and Ham radio operator has shipped in a $5 donation to help keep the lights on. And keeping the lights on is a very big deal indeed. So, hey, Ham, huge thanks, man. Awesome. Speaking of lights, in the States, Trump is going right crazy. He doesn't like LED bulbs. He wants incandescents brought back. He doesn't like low pressure showers. He's signing executive orders to get the flow rate back up and whatnot. So up in Canada here, we have an election coming up, and it's a funny situation because Justin Trudeau, who recently stepped down as Prime Minister of Canada, had really slipped in the polls, and the Liberals were not looking the best, and he stepped down to try to revive the party, very much like Biden did with Harris, right? Now, as that was happening, Trump started all of his nonsense, and our Liberal Party and Trudeau's favorability rose like crazy. And I bet he was really pissed that he had to back out, right? But we've got an election coming up. And just like Trump and the Republican MAGA administration, our guy, Poilievre, the conservative, the right winger, Poilievre, whatever you want to, it's not truly the real French pronunciation. That's kind of anglicized a little bit, right? But he has just announced that if he wins office, Canada will get rid of these stupid cardboard straws and go back to plastic, and we'll go back to having plastic grocery bags, and we'll go back to having plastic around our hamburgers and stuff, the way that God intended it to be. And I can only hope and pray that that is the last nail in the coffin, because the most right-wing, moronic MAGA mandate freedom on the back of your coal-rolling pickup truck motherfucker would think like that.
Yeah, fuck the oceans. Just toss plastic bags into the oceans,
Yeah.
and even better, throw those plastic straws in them so they go right at those fucking turtles' noses.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
Bofat in the chat says paper straws suck. Dude, I totally agree. But every grocery store I go to now has stainless steel metal straws, and you can just put one in your pocket or your bag or in your car. There's no, you know what I mean? We don't need plastic, right?
Hopefully RFK will just shut that down, with the whole plastics are good campaign he's going to run on when he comes out and says the microplastics are totally linked to the autism breakout in our children. And
Chungus, tomorrow on our other channel at TheShills 42, where we upload our little video clips, you're going to see me lose my fucking mind over RFK and autism. We were recording the show, And then Dunk comes in and says, okay, we're going to need an edit here, but I'm going to play you a clip of him talking and get you to react. Holy, I'm trying not to swear because it's our video upload channel, right? You know what I mean? And I'm trying to be, and I just want to go, you cocksucking motherfucking piece of shit. I'll fuck you up the ass with a redwood tree, you fucking conspiracy theory minded motherfucker. How dare you? I'll no, you know, and
but tell us what you really think, Dick.
Yeah, I think you're holding back a little bit for the chat. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, my God, I'll go back in time and beat your grandmother to death just to make sure your lineage ends before you. You know,
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
An autistic person never play baseball. They'll never have a job. Never pay tax. Never have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he started with tax. You know, well, they'll never get to pay taxes. Get to?
Didn't his own family come out and like disown him, saying it's the most pathetic end to a human's life, or some bullshit like that? Like, he's real bad. I saw so many independents too, just loving him, just cucking him as much as they could.
I know.
All the way through the campaign.
I even heard that John F. Kennedy got himself unassassinated just to say he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
no relation of mine.
Einstein rose from the grave just to prove him wrong. Right?
Yeah, out of all the people in the family they missed, that's all I'm saying.
Good one, man. I've got a direct donation in on the channel. For $27, but there's no YouTuber username and there's no message or anything. And I'm not sure that I should be shouting this name out because I recognize it. And I'm pretty sure that this person would rather me use their YouTube username. So please take credit for your absolutely amazing generosity. And, let me know who the hell you are.
I'm Spartacus.
Yeah. And so is my wife. I swear to God, we have never gotten through a pub chat without a Monty Python joke.
Who? Never heard of him.
Yeah.
I have a secret.
NANA's back. Sorry, Chungus, 1 sec. NANA's back.
Oh, he's found his little spot.
Yeah, exactly. How you doing?
Took you long enough, you numpty.
he's NANA could take over as the meat eater on that television show. You know, I swear to God, he goes hunting in like Manhattan, you know.
Well, there's plenty of turkey there to be had. Hey, in Manhattan, turkey would go nice on a bagel, wouldn't it? You know. Turkey and cream cheese. Yeah.
We also had a direct donation in from Ken Patterson.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Well, he's my favorite because it's a $25 direct donation, US dollars, no less. So that's like 7,000 Canadian pesos. And
I didn't know they had any left in America.
And no less than that, it's for the Brewed in Canada Beer Fund. Brewed in Canada, it shall be. Oh yeah, bring me more, get me drunk, make me happy.
So how was the vibes over there with the American whiskey shortage for a little while?
Oh, not gonna bother him.
Actually, everybody in Canada that was mostly okay with it there's the odd person who said they were doing that, but they were just pouring Kentucky bourbon into Alberta premium bottle or something, right? Because I'm sure, people that like their booze, and they like the brand or the manufacturer or the brewer that they like, right? Distiller, okay. But for the most part, Canadians are so pissed off that we would literally brew, potato vodka out of our own fucking toilets before we would drink something with the Budweiser name on it,
Yeah, distill urine, which actually probably tastes better than Budweiser. Yeah, you still got plenty of, Highland malt whiskies coming in from Scotland and Japanese whiskey. The Japanese made some really nice whiskies too.
Oh, there's, to be honest, there's this snobbery in alcohol where some countries can and some countries can't. That's kind of
get many Chinese or Indian.
But to be honest, I wouldn't doubt that there's people in China or Japan that can brew really good or distill really good whiskey and so on. In this day and age, the knowledge to make good alcohol is everywhere. It's not like only so certain people can do it. This isn't like the days back when Bavaria was the only people who could make really good optical lenses or whatever, right? So I mean,
it would be funny if you started getting imports from like India or something like that, where the nation is basically teetotal through their religions and don't drink. But hell, we can brew it and sell it to you.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a mechanic that deals only with Korean cars? Oh, there's a nasty wine in that engine. Oh, it's South African. No.
Well, honestly, I don't know why anybody would want to drink American whiskey. Anyways, did you ever hear about that Fireball shipment that got sent to the Europe on accident, and it was for America, and they had to turn it back because it had unsafe levels of propylene glycol in it, which is the equivalent to antifreeze, and they couldn't sell it in Europe, but it was sellable in the United States.
Whoa, man! That Fireball stuff up in Canada. It's in every alcohol store you go to, but nobody buys it unless they're going to a bonfire party. For some reason in Canada, there's always that one fucking guy who passes around a bottle of Fireball at a big bonfire party.
Well, I thought they meant you were using it to start the fire.
And well, that's what it should be. Have you ever tried? If you've never had Fireball whiskey before, it tastes like those little cinnamon hearts you get in like kindergarten, except it's alcohol.
Oh, we just had the alcohol in kindergarten.
It's disgusting.
I feel like the Fireballs back in school made me feel cleaner than the Fireball does. Like, drinking that shit just makes me feel like, I don't know, makes me feel like fucking Joe Dirt or his equivalent, Kid Rock.
Yeah, it makes you feel like the kind of guy who would put the Confederate flag on the hood of their car.
That part right there.
It's not a good look in Surrey. That's all I can say.
Oh man, I remember back in like the early 80s when I was like 12 or whatever, there was the odd son of a bitch who would put that horn on their car, and I remember my father being quite sour on that, and he never really liked the Dukes of Hazzard as a TV show. Yeah. And now when
everybody had that car horn back in the day over here,
and when I was a kid, I loved the Dukes of Hazzard, the Charger, the jumping car, and everything.
Yeah.
Amazing, right? But the reason my father wasn't into it is on his side of the family, we have some native Canadian First Nation roots. And the idea of the Confederate flag and everything it stood for left the sourest taste in his fucking mouth, even in the 70s. Right.
It's funny though, because the Dukes of Hazzard had about as much political oomph as an episode of
Mindy, right?
I mean, the fact that it was in the southern states, and okay, fair enough. That's what they do down there. But everybody loved it, and everybody went all Confederate and everything.
Yeah,
even though they didn't
we
know what
had
the
that
fuck
shit
it
where I
meant.
lived too. It was all over the place back in the
Chungus,
80s, 90s.
where did you grow up? What area?
Mendocino County on the coast, Northern California.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We had all that stuff. I remember getting chased down on a Halloween with my Portuguese friend by a Volkswagen bus full of fucking racist rednecks, them screaming fucking spick out the window at us. And they literally ran over my friend. They hit him. He jumped up. He hurt his wrist. We ran through the little barriers at the middle school there, getting egged all the time. It was systemic. Walking through the high school parking lot, hearing fucking spick.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and I laugh at him. I end up getting in a fight with one. He was like the running back of the high school team, and he came at me, and I fucked him up. I was laughing the whole time too.
Yeah, you don't strike me as the kind of guy who takes lightly that kind of bullshit. Oh, did we lose him? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I think he probably just got in a fight with some white supremacists.
Yes, it's less Chungus, more Chung you and me.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll refresh and be right back in. It's just one of those things, I think Genie just kind of hit him with a little blink. It's cool when we have a night like this, when somebody like Chungus jumps into PubChat and actually gets PubChat. And it's every now and then we invite somebody over and they got such a narrative and single focus that they can't just meander through the conversation. I think
and it is a meander. Let's not beat around the bush. This is about as meandery as you can possibly get.
Exactly. Hey, you're back. Cool. All right. Oh, you're muted.
What the hell happened there?
Yeah, I'm not sure either, because I saw everything just kind of fade away.
My fans must be watching me. Right, the same asshole that was chasing me down in a Volkswagen back in the day.
Yeah. It's an ex-in-law just trying to exact their revenge digitally.
Which one? You want to talk about problems? I've been divorced for a year. Let's talk about how many of her sister's kids I've raised.
Oh, dude, I've been divorced for like 15 years, and I still seem to be the focal point of her life. Figure that out. What the hell?
She's just trying to get you back.
It's working well.
She's playing hard to get.
Sure.
Yeah, with everybody else in town.
I'm dead.
And hi, if you're watching the show, by the way, thank you. Doing a great job.
Yeah, exactly. Slip a donation in. Maybe we'll acknowledge you in a positive way.
Holy crap.
Yeah, tuck some $10 into Dick's knickers like you're used to. So
10. Dear God, come on! I'm not unzipping for anything less than $12.50.
Yeah, some cold coins then.
Yeah.
Warm them up first.
Our man on the scene, Carpazian, in the chat there, he's always digging for the newest and the most current news story going. Well, we've heard about RFK Jr. and the brain worm, but it turns out that the Mayo Clinic, I don't know why it was them, but they did some scans, and we now have a live artist rendition of the scans, and it shows where RFK Jr. will be in about 6 to 7 months as it pertains to the brainworm. Now, that is based on real scientific evidence, not bullshit like toxins in the air calling autism, right?
No, it looks too healthy.
Well, there's still some gray matter, so you're probably right there.
What type of subcard like admits that he has a brain worm while he's running for president? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Is it the same brain worm that was in like the Wrath of Khan? That gets in their ears and then takes control of their brain and makes them susceptible.
Or maybe it's brainworms, like those little creatures that were the stars of the only good episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation season 1.
Yeah.
You guys, you're not going to believe this. We watched First Contact for our family movie last night.
Wow.
I absolutely love Star Trek. I'm such a freaking Trekkie nerd.
It's important to show your children that alcoholics can still contribute.
Yeah, and build rockets. What's he drinking? Oh, the fucking rocket fuel. I don't know. He says he's drinking whiskey. We don't have any.
Daddy, that guy reminds me of you. Such a good movie, though. With the cyborg zombies, the Borg. I mean, God, if that isn't more MAGA-esque, I don't know what is.
Oh, I've been
being assimilated.
I've been watching through a little bit of TV from like 15 years ago, so to speak. I'd be hard pressed to bring up a specific right now, but give me a second. I'm sure will. But it's funny how the threat of assimilation, of everybody forced being the same and so on, becomes a common theme in some sci-fi and whatnot. And then
it goes through the years, back to communism and all stuff.
Yeah, but there was a resurgence for a little while there, and then we had the Trump administration, and everybody stopped as if, holy fuck, that was too real for everybody. You know what? Why don't we just go back to alien kittens having babies or whatever? And I wonder what's going to come from the influence of right now on the people that will be deciding the storylines and stuff that we get in media in 10 years when they go from 18 to 28 years old and are, influential, or somebody who got a job in television, media, whatever production. I think the angle of Big Brother and the Nazi-like state and whatnot is going to come back hard in media after this run.
No, I'll tell you what's going to happen is remember the History Channel when it was like History Channel, not the shit channel.
Yeah, before it was the Giorgio Tsoukalos channel, it was sponsored by Eric von Daniken.
Yeah, it's all sharks and Nazis back in the day. And what you're going to see in 20 or 30 years' time is the History Channel is going to return to that. And every fucking show will be about the rise and fall of Trump, what he did, everything he did, the days of Trump, the rise of Trump, the Trump, secrets that you've never heard about. And that's what's going to happen. It's all going to come out. And because the thing about, World War II and the Nazis, how long ago was that? I was like, I'm trying to do the maths in my head. That was like 70 years, 80 years, and they're still making TV shows about the fucking Nazis and Hitler. Yeah. And that's how long it takes for the truth of everything to be told. And as we've seen with the rate of shit that Trump throws into the into the US, it's gonna take 80 years to dissect it all and to tell all the stories and every little detail. It's gonna take that long.
It very much so. I wonder if that's why it takes so long for these cycles. Like, we're still on World War II, we still get Vietnam and whatnot. Chungus, what do you think the possibility is, let me get this question phrased right. So you got some kids, they're growing up. This, we hope, will be a blip in the matrix, and America will go back to being a country for everybody, not just white supremacists. Do you think this is something that they'll be like learning in school later? Like, oh my God, look what almost happened to us? Or do you think this is going to take a long time to come to grips to and admit? You see where I'm going here? It's a very, how do they face
history.
the reality of the fact that their own culture almost became Nazis for a time? Not that they own any ownership of it. Don't get me wrong, right?
Well, that's assuming they will recover from it.
Yeah,
Exactly. That point right there, Dunk just made. I think what I was hearing was a whole bunch of assumptions that we are going to recover. And right now, the way things are looking, this might be something new. And what I'm seeing, I mean, my kids are different from other kids where I live in deep red MAGA, California. We're surrounded by it. My kids come home and say, everybody loves Trump. Everybody loves Trump. I'm like, that's because your friends are fucking idiots. Yeah. And but keep in mind, like, my kids are like top in their school classes, right?
Right. But being at the top of the score probably leads them to be around in your area more Republican types who are very studious and so on, because they're little Alex P. Keatons, right?
So yeah, them being in that environment, what is history going to write? Is this going to be another chapter? God, it leaves so many open areas. This could go any way. This could go in a number of ways. This could never be returned. This could be the new world order. This could be the new normal for people. This could be the point where we lose control of our society and we end up going in prison camps and being executed or just disappearing. This could be that point.
I think America as a people, not as a government, not as an administration, but as a people, will win in the end. And I do believe, as a Canadian, because I mean, we're being targeted by the 51st state, yada, yada, blah, 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 right? But as a Canadian, I only see Trump and his cronies at fault, not America. As soon as he's gone, I'm sure everybody in Canada will be like, thank fucking God. You guys want to get back to the way it was? Yes, we do. Okay. Sign on the dotted line and let's go.
I'm not too sure, though. I'm really not too sure about that. Because, I mean, do you think back to the election?
Yeah.
And we were thinking, well, it's got to go Kamala's way. It's got to, because surely, you're not going to let that fucking moron in charge. And he got in. And, and of course, everything that's happened since, especially when you see conversations of who you think are essentially intelligent people. Now, I've talked about Steve McRae in the past, and I've taken off my Facebook feed. I had enough, because this is a guy who says he's like super intelligent, really smart, but he's putting posts up and posts up. He was saying that yes, Trump was right to ban the media and take their licenses away. Trump was right about all the people attacking Tesla. They should be locked up. And every single fucking thing.
Let me just
slow Trump.
Let me just step in on that one. If you attack a Tesla dealership, you should be treated like the criminal that you are, because I'm sorry, that's a business. It's not owned by Elon Musk. It's owned by a dealership. And as much as you're, showing the world that you hate Tesla, you're actually just being a disruptive fuck.
Right? Okay, when I say attack, I just mean people protesting.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah. No, so he was like right across the board, like Trump, and this was essentially an intelligent man, and that's what concerns me. There's a lot of people out there who are intelligent, and never mind the dumb ones. There are plenty of those. We got them in the UK. My wife was telling me the other day she saw some comments about someone saying, "Oh, Trump's so brilliant, we should have him in the UK." Oh, fuck off! No way. But the only reason we're having him in the UK is to lock.
Cheshire,
The only reason why I would have him in the UK is to lock him in the fucking Tower of London.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why I would have him here. But yeah, no, this is what concerns me. And
I don't. To be honest,
and even though there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people demonstrating, I'm not sure it's enough.
KK's GG in the chat says a recent CNN poll says over 85% of people who voted for Trump do not regret doing so. But I've seen other polls broadcast by CNN that show him clearly underwater.
Yeah, CNN lost ownership too. They changed ownership, so they're under different hands. So like all this stuff we're seeing, it could be just appeasement of the public right now, so we don't actually express how we feel to the current administration. I am super not convinced that things are going to go the way we want in the primaries or in the midterms. I mean, I am super concerned. I feel like when you have three of the biggest media outlets behind Trump in his inauguration standing there like, we fucking own you guys. Yeah. I think everybody needs to stay on the healthy fear and motivation to stay awake on what's really going on. And whatever we're being fed on social media, we need to realize it might not be the truth, regardless.
Chungus, speaking of which, we still see this all the time in comment sections, not just ours, but other ones and live chats and stuff. You still have these Republican MAGA types, and all they respond with, "Oh, you crybaby Dems, you're still just crying because you lost." No, what we're crying about is loss of freedom.
Yeah, every time I see owning the libs come out of anybody I know or anyone, it is so cringe to me at this point. Like if your main concern is owning the libs, you are a traitor to the state. You've already given up on hope of repairing our nation. You don't care about the Constitution. No. At that point, you're a traitor. Like,
no, and we've said it many times. You cannot vote out of hate. You've got to vote for policy. It's got to stop.
Yeah, I noticed. I saw. I was going through my TikTok scroll for some content, and I saw a guy. He was a professor from somewhere, and he said, the only way to actually get MAGA back is through love and understanding. And it was so cringe to me because I just want to throw up every time I think of having a conversation with one. And I had to watch it like 6 times to convince myself that this guy knew what he was talking about because he has a better education.
I disagree.
Does he mean you got to fuck them? You got to fuck them to change their minds.
I don't know. I don't know what he meant. I had to watch it 6 times.
Fuck them hard.
Just to bookmark it for later. I'm like, oh
no. If the Dems want to take charge in the situation and specifically in the conversation, they have to literally lower themselves social media wise and convey the same type of message, but that's what's going on right now. You cannot look at it and go, okay, but we're going to be different. We're going to be accepting and open. That's not what these people want on social media. They want one headline that makes them go, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, right? I feel the same way. They need to do the reverse effect in their own base, and they need to come stronger because there's more. And that's the point we're at. We're so polarized. I agree as well. I think we need to distance ourselves from these maniacs as much as possible. Their true colors have already been shown. The systemic racism, the hatred coming from them, it's evil. It's darkness. And we need to distance ourselves. Watching that guy say that, I was trying to give him the respect of having his own following, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking throw up in my toilet right now.
Exactly. It's really bad. And, like I've said it on the channel quite a few times, I'm sure some of you'll know this is coming, but if I was in charge, no political party would be able to speak of the other political party. You could only convey the message of what you will do for me, right? But it would leave the rhetoric to the tabloids and whatnot and convey to me what you're going to do for me. What are you going to do for the country? What are you doing for, my friends and neighbors? Like, I never hear that anymore in politics. I never even know why.
You did. You did hear it. You did hear it. On day one, I'm going to lower the prices. On day one, I'm going to end the war in Ukraine. In day one, I'm going to be a dictator. So you did hear it. It just never happened.
No, but I want to hear how. I want to hear reality. I don't hear boasting and bragging, right?
Oh, yeah. You say, so you don't just want concepts of a plan.
Imagine if you took "This Isn't My Country," Biden and Sleepy Joe ruined our country out of every. No, but imagine if you took that out of everything that Trump ever said in the run-up to the election. Then all he had was, "I'll end the war. I'll lower groceries. I'll, and he hasn't
sharks and electric boats,
right? But he hasn't done one of them. He hasn't done one of them.
If I get a more efficient dishwasher out of this whole fucking administration, I'll feel like I won something.
Yeah, actually, just clean the
water pressure's better.
Yeah, clean the filter and use CLR as a treatment every now and then. And even a 20-year-old dishwasher works awesome. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, just not an American one, a Japanese one.
Son of a bitch, I'm screwed. I'm gonna go refill. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the tariffs, you'd just get a new washing machine from Temu for $10.
Let's speak about Trump and tariffs, shall we? Because let's go back to his first term. Trump got all upset with South Korea because they pretty much monopolized the market for washer and dryers, like clothing washers and dryers, right? And so he put huge tariffs on the washers. Not the dryers, the washers.
Right.
But so what happened? All the American companies that do still make them raised their prices to equal them. And all the dryers went up equally in price as well.
Right.
This is why washer and dryer sets in North America have skyrocketed in the last X amount of years in price. But at the same time, the quality has gone to the point where the washer and dryer I grew up with as a child probably still run fine. But the nice new set that I paid a shit ton of cash for, my dryer is already dying and it's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
That's what tariffs got us.
Well, I mean, maybe we should get slaves instead.
But that's the whole thing too. This is the thing that a lot of people have missed. You get tariffs on imported Chinese goods and on Japanese goods and so on. And supposedly that's going to make companies come to America. American companies are going to raise their price to the equal of the tariffs because they're not going to leave profit on the table. That's not the way corporate capitalism works. And as such, Trump has just raised the price on all of these products till the end of time. That's how it works. Right? We're not getting a break. It's never going to come back down because, we don't need to make that much money. We should give the public a break and lower the price. It's never going to happen,
Yeah.
I think seeing the most satisfying thing right now for me is watching all these MAGA farmers come out and go, he tariffed all our products. We need to farm. And I just want to say, I don't think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
My one stick I need to hold up my plant's going to cost me $1.78 and used to cost me 78 cents. And I think he got it wrong on this one. And I don't know how to tell him no more shit.
Yeah. Or and there's a whole bunch of farmers out there that were totally, Midwestern or whatever, Trump conservative types. And all of them were selling their crops and their, what they break their backs for every day to USAID, and all of it's gone.
Why won't the Chinese buy my beef no more? What's wrong with my beef?
It's beautiful.
It's chlorine.
Yeah. Bootlick to the left of Trump said it's beautiful.
I fed those goddamn cows my kids' college fund.
It's unbelievable, man. We're living in a day and age that I can't believe. Like, This is the kind of shit I read about as a child and learned about in like grade school as a thing of the past.
Yeah, but no one can believe that we're living in this world. I mean, you ask anybody, especially like any of the like the Democratic, senators or any of
Yeah.
Congress, they think, oh yeah, we knew it was going to be bad. Not this bad.
Yeah, man.
And no one expected it. No one expected the Spanish Inquisition.
I was just gonna do that, you bastard.
What's that Alaskan Republican senator just came out and in a town hall, and she's like, "We know this is bad, but retaliation is a real thing, and we have to worry about that. And I'm gonna do what you want." But yeah, that just came. Oh God, what is her name? Hold on, I'll find.
Oh, I need this. Yeah, we got to show this. Yeah. I got to say a big shout out to everybody who's thrown a few bucks in the hat tonight and whatnot. Thank you guys very much.
I'd hate to be a Republican congressman at this point in time.
Oh man, yeah.
Because they really have got to like step up and say, no, we can't really let this happen. But if I speak up, he's going to send me to El Salvador.
Hey, can I throw an extra shout out here to the viewers? This channel is 26 subs away from getting monetized. Hit that share button and share it out on social media. I'm sure we can find 26 low-life motherfuckers who have nothing else to do but watch our bullshit. Come on.
Okay, maybe you can find them in Alaska. So Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican from Alaska, opened up about her concerns about President Trump's second administration telling nonprofit leaders in her state, "We are all afraid. It is as hard as anything I have been engaged in the 20 plus years I've been in the Senate," Murkowski said in a discussion with the Anchorage, Alaska, captured by Anchorage Daily News. She also said that speaking out about it, that retaliation is a real thing. So it's Lisa Murkowski. So we'll see. She doesn't look like she's up for the fight.
I like it. Yeah, but still, we should give her a bit of support and love just for the fact that she has the virtual kahunas to stand up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. We gotta. Yeah, for sure. She needs some love, but yuck, like the cringeness, like the submissiveness of this all. It's so terrible.
Yeah,
it's just so disgusting to me. It makes me wonder what Epstein's Island really has on all these people. What the fuck happened to Marco Rubio?
The has on everybody. Amazing comment, because I truly believe that. But Marco rubbed me the wrong way. EO is a sick and twisted son of a bitch who does nothing more than suck the orange penis.
It makes me wonder, like, do they have this micro PP picture of him somewhere where he's just
exactly,
super unimpressive?
Yeah, where a bunch of Chinese guys are standing around laughing at him.
He is so small.
Yeah, South Park joke, right? Yeah.
Hey, I resent that. There's nothing wrong with having a small penis.
Hey, as long as your old lady's happy, who gives a shit, right?
She's happy if I don't touch her.
That's funny because that's not what she says to me.
We're only the house has got an exclusion zone.
So I guess we'll decide. We'll see in the primaries how it's going to go in our future. The primaries are really going to determine the United States direction coming from here. And look at the Great Depression. After the Great Depression, the Republicans lost the House and the Senate for 50 years. Yeah. So I mean, there is that. So we'll see if the scales tip.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about Bernie and Alexandria Cortez?
Thank you for saying her name.
And I will say her name in full, not AOC, because I'm not a lady.
I hate that. Yes.
I don't know if I can share my feelings about AOC Alexandria on live stream because I'm in love with her.
She is very easy on the eyes.
Oh my God.
Oh man. I would love to cuddle up and talk to her about democracy.
So one of the amazing things, one of the amazing things that Bernie likes to like talk about her and introduce her. But it was like 4 years ago, she was a waitress.
Really?
4 years ago, she was a waitress.
She's got the Riz.
I met her as a waitress in a cocktail
bar.
I think they are a wrecking ball, to be honest. Like with Bernie's knowledge and of politics, geopolitics, in general, and her charisma, I think they're a match made in heaven. I would love to see them run in the next election.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bernie as vice president, AOC as president. I would absolutely love to see that. It would be
no. As my wife said to me the other day, Democrats, it's got to be a white guy, just a white dude. America is not ready. I mean, they weren't ready for a black woman at all. With Kamala Harris, it's never going to happen. It's got to be a white dude.
I disagree there.
I disagree too.
Michelle Obama stepped up to be the candidate. She would have won.
I think it has to. I think honestly, we're past that point in our civilization. Regardless, I think it's Riz.
How much
charisma? I do.
You think there's still systemic racism out there?
I know there is. I know
there is, but not enough to swing a vote anymore.
Right. I'll pull the Obama card. Like if you want to talk about systemic racism and having a pull, let's talk about Obama being president. I mean, that's a big hit there. Now, if you're talking more of the lines of there being a bigotry towards women, absolutely that exists. But I think as a society, we're at the point to where we can get past that point, and it's about the Riz who has the most charisma in the situation.
Isn't it a safer bet? Would you put it at least give me that?
Maybe, but we've already seen that it's absolutely on the table, and the cards can be played.
Yeah, it depends on your definition of safety too. Like a safety for the United States, having some fucking another goon in here just because he's a white dude, or are we gonna have the best person for the job? Like I
mean, a positive thing for having a woman run against Trump as president is all the shitty things that Trump has done against women in this current administration. It's medical care, research, cancer research, and all. Anything. It'll still do testicular cancer for men and everything like that. But anything to do with cancer research for women, it's all gone. Just got rid of it. And obviously, you got the the abortion issue as well, and whether the government should be in charge of that. So if a woman running for president against Trump would have an awful lot. But then having said that, you still, like I said before,
but you're talking about a man who can't impregnate a woman without a test tube and a syringe, right?
But no, I was just going to say that you still see, like I said earlier, that there are women who think Trump are amazing. Even though he's done nothing for them and taken all their rights away.
But they're the same women who think Japanese women are correct in walking behind their man or whatever, it's that Southern, I'm going to piss off even more people. Go ahead, Chungus.
I was about to piss off more people too, so I was going to throw it right back at you. Like I'm on the same page.
But I do it around here all the time. It's your turn.
So I feel like the women
we're here to piss people off.
Okay, so I feel like the women that are behind the MAGA, they have one thing that really supports them more than God in the country, and it's called money. And they want their Botox injections. They want their nice designer clothing. They want their freaking daughters to go to the wrestling competitions. Yeah. They want all these nice things that they get, and the only way to sustain that is making their husbands happy, and they're going to do what the fuck they said. And it's pathetic. It is the definition of fascism, and it's there. It
sounds like the Stepford Wives sort of scenario.
Yeah.
So they already have monetary interest in maintaining the status quo. So why would they want to change? They don't want freedom. I mean, at that point, if you're in that realm of that cult,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that sort of nationalist Christianity, God, country, my guns. You know, they don't want to change that because they get their money. You
Yeah.
know, they got their money, and that's all that really matters is financial stability at the end of the day in their mind frame. We've
They
seen
don't-
terrible people come to power like Marjorie Taylor Greene with the same sort of
God.
atmosphere behind her, right?
Yeah,
How did
she's
that
the
woman ever get to power? I have no clue whatsoever.
She's the kind of woman who would sell her grandfather, you know.
Yeah, Kirsty Noem, and there's a whole bunch of them that you can
I will
listen to.
actually have
Fuck did they do that?
inside. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm a terrible
No,
listener.
go ahead.
I'm gonna have a little
Thanks,
inside.
Dick.
He's a guest. Fuck you.
No.
Sorry, Dunk. I'm gonna have a little insight after the midterms, depending on how the election goes, onto how MTG really is in Congress. I have a friend who has the in on a senator there, and she is going to divulge a little inside information on what her office sounds like.
Whenever I hear MTG speak, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I always imagine Donald Trump wearing a Jim Henson glove and sticking it straight up her butt so he can control her mouth like this.
Oh no, she has one of those, like, those things you see that the cam girls use, little vaginal or buzz thing.
Yeah, he can give her a 1 or a 2 depending if he likes where she's going.
Did you guys ever see my MTG video I made on my YouTube channel?
Of course I didn't.
No.
Oh my god, it's like my most watched video, and it's a custom song. There's no copyright or nothing on it.
Oh, cool. Here, hold on. Okay.
Oh, well, play it. Let's play
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, you guys will love this shit. I fucking roasted her.
Let's see here.
I can't remember the name of it. Let me look it up too.
Yeah. You got to promise us not to give us the copyright strike, though.
No. Come on. Yeah. Yes, you have all rights in the world to play Muga Moscow Marjorie.
You hear that? We can't get deported for playing Chungus's stuff. All right.
God.
They can try.
Oh my. It's called Moscow Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny one, Chungus, before we play this? I was deported from America back in like 1993.
Shut the fuck up. What did you do?
I was on tour.
It was an Islamic terrorist.
Yeah. I was on tour with a band, and the drummer and the bass player developed insane heroin addictions, and everything fell apart. And we were down around Long Beach, and it seemed like a cool place to be. So I just, let everybody fuck off and do their own thing, and put my amps and stuff in a storage locker. And a week later, I sent them back to Vancouver because, I'm flirting with fire, and I hung out on Long Beach, just like selling some weed and hanging out with people and playing in a couple of bands for like 3 months. And then they caught me and they put me on a bus and sent me up to the fucking border, man.
Oh, you were the one guy bringing fentanyl into the fucking country.
It was me. I'm so sorry. It was me.
Public enemy number one right here, guys.
I was only like 15 days past my paperwork, and they were like, "I'm sorry, dude, but we have to do this." Yeah, it was really funny.
Too comfy, I guess.
Yeah, it was funny. I was a very different guy back then to who I am now. When my son's 18, and I'm a devoted father and parent, but I was a little bit crazy before that.
Oh, I was a psychopath growing up. Yeah, no, yes, absolutely. Especially in California. Come on.
Yeah, man. I used to punch first and ask questions later, right?
Absolutely.
I'm still wondering where you made the change. You're still exactly that. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, but I can't reach you guys on a podcast, so it's more friendly, right?
Even the nerds in California will kick you in the teeth for $80 you owe them. Like
totally, right? Run off with your ZX Spectrum and fuck, you never know what hit you.
You want me to throw the link for this video up? You're gonna love it.
Yeah, man. Toss it over to me on WhatsApp, and I'll bring it up here.
Okay, let me find this sucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Here, let me show you this one.
Annette, clear your browser history.
It's like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Hulk Hogan had a baby.
No, it's Marjorie Taylor Trump. Oh, dear God.
I don't know whether to shit my pants laughing or puke.
Oh, if you think that's funny, okay, I just sent it to you. Wait for that. You're gonna die. Everybody, hold on to your fucking chair.
All right, here we go, fellow babies. We are taking a ride.
100% an original here.
All right. Okay, hold on.
Plus a few extra percent.
So, this is when she threw up the Muga hat. This is when I made this.
Okay. Hold on a second here. Let me just get things lined up properly, because you see, you're not supposed to see that top part, right? So here, let me just slide that out of the way. That's better. Yeah. That's nice.
Hold on to your seats, folks. Hold on to your seats.
All right, let's enable the audio and let's get ourselves zoomed in for a little thrill ride, shall we?
Mugga, naffo, fella, drama.
You called Green Moscow Marjorie. The nickname seems to have really taken off.
Mugga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Mugga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I put that on my party, I put that on my family. 14th District, Georgia Swamp, address me as your MTG. Yeah, you can kiss my ass, but you can never touch my town. I deport all the immigrants so they don't turn my babies brown. MAGA is my party, I'm like a horse head Barbie. Divorce one, he's not hung, but the gym guy is naughty. Hardy magic girl in the center. Go see me at your college campus, baggy full of Adderalls. Call me if you need a lie, call me if you need no truth. See them other Republicans, they don't ever leave the booth. I'm a conspiracy loser, I got no solid takes, but Jewish space lasers be burning up your Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer, and we stunning like Muga, Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer. Muga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Call myself a winner, and if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I'm looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk, got my hand on daddy trunk, so I can feel his lump. I'm yelling Muga, nasty, till my throat is raspy. Old, rich and trashy, I be where the cash be. You can't find that, I think you need a Google map. My pudding handler will poison all your kitty cats. Now Google that, dummies follow me on Twitter. I claim to read the Bible, but I be lying out my shitter. You're a lame ass sinner, I call myself a winner. And if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, director, plus I'm my own boss. Shitting on Ukraine with no shame, just to see the loss. Which means Natalie getting over me. Russian propaganda be pumping out my ovaries. And we starting life, Muga, naffo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Muga, Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my mugga, nafo, fella, drama.
Dude, tell us about the fun, the extreme jubilance of making that video.
Honestly, I can't remember making it because usually when I make content like that, I'm
I was
half
so
fucked off
drunk.
a bottle. Yeah. Well, I do have insider knowledge that music was being played in Ukraine. So by drone makers, 100%. They were playing it on their X feed saying, "Oh yeah, booga booga." I'm like, holy fuck, I made it to Lviv.
I love it, man. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the near future, if we do get a copyright claim when Chungus gets monetized, and you better be over there subbing his channel to get him monetized, he will release it because we're part of the family, right?
God, if I had an evil bone in my body, I would have fucking dislocated it and thrown it away already.
If you had an evil bone in your body, MTG would have already taken it from behind, I'm sure.
I would have totally been grifting MAGA by now. There's no fucking money in this. You kidding me?
Can we make sure his channel is put in the chat?
Yeah. Let's shout the brother out. That was some great effort. I got to see a man about a horse and refresh a drink and so on and so forth. So, pretend I'm not here and talk about something because I won't be.
Huh. Oh God, Dunk, you start. Give me a topic, please, for the love of God.
Hang on a minute. What have I got here?
How about edibles?
Edibles? Yeah, everything's edible, isn't it?
I'm about to use the force real quick.
Hey, what about the thing I've heard recently about there's been ICE workers smashing in windows for the wrong guy. And there was like US citizens have been told to leave the United States in 7 days. They've been given orders. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I did. There was a Ukrainian guy I follow on Instagram that got one of those orders, and he knew. Oh, at first he didn't know. At first he was like, "Oh my God, I got to leave in 7 days," and he freaked out. He was like, "I have no problem leaving." He did an Instagram post. He's like, "Guys, I got no problem leaving. That's not an issue. I will leave the United States, but I need more than 7 days. I have a newborn baby. I haven't got her a passport yet, and I need more than 7 days to leave, or I'm not going to be able to leave because of my child." So he was totally freaking out about the whole thing. But it turns out it was sent to him and some of the other refugees by mistake. By mistake. They sent those flyers out saying, you leave the United States in 7 days or else. He got one of those in the mail. All his Ukrainian friends did too. And it was sent to him by mistake. And like 7 days. Come on. That's not even time.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. And it was by mistake. But the stress they put on this man, he went on Instagram. He's like, "My God, guys, I came to the United States to run away from the Russian invasion. I will leave the U.S., but I need to get my child, my newborn baby, a passport. You're not giving me enough time." It was
everything the Trump administration is doing at the minute is by mistake, and then just hoping that they just follow through.
I don't believe that was by mistake. That was political pressure on the people so that they would bitch to the president's office and whatnot and say, come on, let's capitulate something, please. We're being affected and we're not even in Ukraine. I truly believe that was just more bullshit by somebody who gives more of a rat's ass about their own foot fungus than he does about the rest of humanity.
That's a very good possibility. And it could be like a useful mistake, sort of like they knew it was going to happen. They did anyways. They could change it.
Chungus, I don't even buy that. A lot of people say, "Oh my God, Trump's such an idiot with the tariffs and stuff. He doesn't know what he's doing." He knows exactly what he's doing.
I agree.
what he's doing is creating a market where the rich can diversify their money into other areas, watch the stocks go down, buy them when they're low, watch them go back up when he releases the tariffs. He's already given them a tax break. Now he's given them a double dip into the American pocketbook on everybody else's fucking back.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been investigated on that because
Yes.
she
We
pretty
reported
much
this.
openly,
Yeah.
but she pretty much openly, admitted to being party to insider trading.
Yeah, MTG transferred a whole shit schwack of her personal money into treasury bonds right before the tariff announcements. And now, if she transfers that money back into the stock market and takes a profit on the rise, she is fucked beyond fucked.
Well, look at Trump was in there with Charles Schwab bragging about how he made billions of dollars in that one day. Yeah. I mean, that should show you right there his motivations. Like everybody's looking at him like he's a fucking moron. Yeah, I agree. He 100% knows.
And has anybody here ever seen their president sling guitars with his name on it for profit while in office?
Well, I've never seen him play one.
This is why I predicted it'd be micro grips all the way through his presidency. It's going to be one thing after another to make him and his buddies as much money as possible and completely screw us.
And Chungus, everybody who knows what's going on knows that these grifts, like his little coins or his guitars or whatever, are just a way. Yeah, but these are just a way for people to give him big money so then he can go, okay, I'll do something for you then. This is transactional ruling at its modernist. I was going to say finest, but it's not because it's easy to see through. But he's using the modern tools to be the guy who says, okay, you want something from me? What do I get?
It's disgusting. It's evil in all intentions. There's no charity. The man has no charity in his heart. Like he's less than a man at this point. And
well, it's more like Jesus.
That's a good way to say it. Sorry,
Jesus and the five fishes. You're gonna feed people with two loaves and five fishes. Oh no, he's ate all the loaves and all the fishes, but here's some gravel.
And a packet of gravel.
Warm gravel.
Yeah. But no, it's the I keep saying that the MAGA faithful will finally turn once it hits their pocketbook in a substantial way. Now, the cost of it,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I do because the one thing about the modern social media, I can sum you up in one tweet mentality, and that's what MAGA plays on in a big way, is they are all about, I know better. I can read through you. I understand what you're really, it's all I. When that kind of it's all about me mentality. And that's what's selling with Trump, right? It's not about these people that are taking your money away. It's about us, and he's pointing at anybody who isn't purebred white, right? So when you cycle that around, you end up in a situation where you've got this inbred sort of thing going on, and it's great for the rich, right? They're liking it because they're going to be able to capitalize on it. But all of those rural Republicans that religiously voted for Trump because he said on day one he would fix prices, he would fix groceries. I mean, he said it very many times. I won on groceries. What a word, groceries. Who even says that anymore?
Well, a lovely word.
Yeah. Once those people start realizing that it. Even though they have a Ford F-150 with all the bells and whistles in their driveway and all that, when they start having to buy the cheap brands to feed their family, you watch them, fucking bitch.
Yeah, but no. This is. I'll tell you why it's not going to affect them, because Trump's going to say, "Oh, it's because the prices are high because of Biden and Obama," and now they'll believe him. It's as simple as that. All he's got to do is just say a fucking lie, and they'll just go, okay.
I think the lie worked in the time. But even right now, hardcore Republicans who are being sold we were handed a shitty economy by Crooked Joe are going, yeah, but the market was way higher than then, dude.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Not the people.
I feel like
the people.
Like Dunk's saying there's a lot of our world is full of idiots, and not only idiots, like some
we've really got them too. Yeah.
They're in denial though. They are in complete denial about the truth, and they will. And now the way they're leaning, I don't know if you saw his press secretary. They released something behind stage where she's saying a prayer before she goes on stage.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
To lie, she's doing a prayer. It was so cringe. But that
my daughter used to do it, so I'll do it.
Yeah, the ultra nationalist sort of Christian nationalist backing they'll have is, even if they're wrong, even if people are hurting, it's God's will. They're leaning towards that. They're leaning towards indoctrinating, which it already has been for years. Christianity and the churches into this to have the backing, even if they fuck up. Well, you can't go against that because this is what God wants. This is what
the Republicans have always leaned on the God thing, haven't they?
Yeah. Yes,
always.
They have. I remember, and don't get me wrong. You might see me how I am, but I am a believer. But I don't consider myself a true believer like they are.
Yeah, right? You're not doing fire and brimstone, right?
No, like the Apostle Paul wrote a letter to a church and said, hey, you guys are doing a great job, but there's one thing wrong with you. You're too religious. And these fucking people are too religious. They're cultists. They're turning this shit into something they want it to be, other than having a relationship with the creator, which is all it really comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah. Somebody like yourself with a pure belief in a higher power without the commercialism of the belief, I respect that, no problem. But as soon as it becomes this corporate entity, it's pretty hard to jive with. And
yuck.
Right? Yeah. And we've had many people on the Shills channel with a very, ingrained belief in a higher power, and I have nothing against that at all, but I have it very much against some of the organized religions because they're not doing it for the purity of heart and soul and stuff. It's very much a capitalistic approach, and that's not what it's supposed to be, right?
So how long do you think it is until evangelical churches start like having Trump shoes on their altar to come up and kiss? Like, just give a couple
I'm sure they're being for a fee. I'm sure they're being manufactured in China right now.
Yeah, along with Trump's Bibles. See, here's the thing. Going back to what you saying, Dick, about you expect the American people to like wake up, and now.
I don't expect them to wake up and dislike Trump, but I expect them to get angry that shit cost too much and he didn't do what he said. I don't expect them to not be Republicans. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So you're expecting people to like wake up and realize, the bullshit that Trump is doing, and it is really affecting them in their lives. But the problem is, we have seen so many occasions. I mean, we used to debunk flat Earth stuff. I mean, how stupid was that? There were still people that believed in it. And the problem is you got such a huge number of people. Like Chungus is saying, they're like indoctrinated into the Trump world.
Right.
It is a cult. in the same way as flat Earth or Scientology and all those other things.
No, I agree.
You can't just knock that people out of a cult with sanity.
No, but you're not going to knock the ones out of the cult that are the apartment dwelling, my dad still pays my rent types and whatnot that are the real trolls. But you're already seeing it in rural America with the agricultural community. And they are already stressing out because USAID was a big buyer of their stuff.
Yeah.
Now they're being locked out of markets. Those people are being vocal right now. And when the big farming leaders of your little town community start changing their mind, that's when you get some of the other followers to go, oh, really? But Big Joe and Jimbo say otherwise and stuff. And you're not going to get the social media trolls, the, crybaby Dems and whatnot. You're never going to get those people because half of them don't even pay for their own life. They go upstairs when their mother says craft dinner is ready, right?
But the farmers you're talking about, you don't see them turning around saying, oh, I'm going to vote Democrat next time. They just go, I'm confused. I don't understand. Things are bad. Oh, I'll still
I'm not sure about I don't understand. I've seen some starting to speak otherwise, but I do agree that they will still identify as Republicans, even though they don't agree with the administration. Now, this, Chungus, is a conversation we've had around here a few times. I want to get your opinion on this. My take on this, especially as a Canadian, because we have more than two parties. We have the Liberals, we have our Conservatives, the Tories, as we call them, and we also have the NDP. But then we even have the Green Party and whatnot. But my thing is solidarity to one party needs to die as fast as possible, because the idea that I was born a Republican and I am a Republican now 70 years later is stupid. Can you honestly say that that party had your family's best interest at heart all the time? I mean, seriously, shouldn't this whole loyalty to a party die so that we can finally get back to voting for people that have the collective interest of our country's best interest at heart, right?
So I think, so thank you for asking that question. First off, I need to let you know I was a 20-year Republican, 20 years long, as of this last year. So my perspective from that,
all right, I still like you.
Actually, I think I like you more now.
So what changed me is when the war broke out and I saw how it was
so you're another Mikado Media. Once the war broke out, you were like, wait a minute, I don't jive with this shit, baby.
Yeah, but I was a never Trumper. I never wanted that guy. Oh my God, I can't even tell you who I wanted. You guys would hate me. But here's the deal.
Oh, now you set us down a rabbit hole. I want to know.
I'll let you know, and this is why.
You get your bit out.
I'll let you know, and this is why. I didn't have time to pay attention. I was busy raising a family. I was working at that time 60 to 70 hours a week, god awful hours. I was in a very deep red MAGA area. I had Republican area. I had a very Republican atmosphere around me. So I got constantly fed these talking points and this bullshit, and I just absorbed it because it was easy to chew. It was like eating applesauce compared to eating a steak when I had no teeth. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? It's easy to eat, right? It's like putting it in a blender and drinking it. It was time convenient for me to be a Republican because it sounded good. That doesn't necessarily mean I agreed with any or all of the topics they had at the time, which I can't remember. It was such bullshit at the time.
Right.
No one can. It was easy.
Exactly. But they make that a part of our society. It's designed that way for you to be so busy you don't pay attention. There's an old Soviet saying, it's one can pee in one's eye and they will call it God's due. And the reason they have that saying is because it is so, you're so busy with your daily life, you're working all the time, trying to support your family. You're going to just take whatever's easy for you to digest. You're not going to look into it. And a lot of the people, like these farmers you're saying, are going to flip on Trump. They're not educated enough to flip on him. They will buy the next lie. They have poor education because they're busy working. Our farmers are, dude, they are working like 20 hours a day. These guys are working from dawn to the dark. Black coffee in the morning, dark whiskey in the evening. That's all them motherfuckers know, right? It's true. It's so true. So for them to flip on Trump, they don't have the brain cell to do it. So we have to represent them for themselves. They don't even know what the fuck they want. That's where government comes into play, when people don't know what they need for themselves. And it's for that reason. We're busy with our lives. We don't have time to pay attention to the topics. We all have problems every day in our life that we have to deal with. And when people don't pay attention, that's when we're taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Yeah, but back in those days, you were talking about, the decisions between Democrat and Republican weren't crazy.
Yes. Okay, so I don't want to give a shout out, but
dude, back in the day, we used to get bipartisan agreement on things that were beneficial to the country. That's gone.
Yeah, so put Mitt Romney up against anybody nowadays. Put him against Trump. When everybody laughed at him when he was on stage, for a Republican debate back where they're picking who's going to be president, and they asked everybody, what is the number one threat to the United States? And he said Russia. And everybody fucking laughed at him. And he was right. And Newt Gingrich was up there, the fucking scummiest person on the earth. And he was like, oh, EMP over Kansas. They're gonna get us with an EMP. But it was different back then. But even back then, it was corrupt. Like, look at Newt Gingrich back then, 2008. He's the one that housed the housing crisis over here. He's the one that actually had the representation for it in Congress. He's the one that gave these bubble rate loans, or he backed all these people who are giving bubble rate loans out for their housing loans. And when the stock market took a shit, everybody lost their houses. He caused the recession in 2008. So if you look back far enough, the Republicans have been the problem every time. I never forgot that. But when you're fed something every day and you say this is right, you disregard all the important shit, and you just eat what you're given.
I have such a hard time with modern politics because it is so permeated by social media. And the problem I have with social media, and I'll freely admit right now that I am as green as social media can be. I've never had a personal Facebook account or anything. You can barely even find me on social media, right? I don't play that, but
you didn't even like talking to people.
I try to avoid it unless I'm drinking, right? But there's this thing on social media. It always drove me crazy. I mean, I really liked social media when it was BBS boards and early days with Usenet and stuff. And it was only nerds and geeks hanging out because you didn't have to worry about crisscrossing words and meanings. Everybody got the in jokes. It was fine. But in the modern day and age, people have this weird thing going on where, and I'm talking about people that, graduating high school was a dream they never attained, right? But they have this thing in their head where they can suss you out in one post. No, I'm sorry, people, but you can't. That's not how it works. And you all create conflict and stuff where it doesn't need to be. And to be honest, if you people would stop that, we would probably agree on a lot of topics that come up. But because you all try to be the first person that goes, yeah, fuck that guy, or whatever, it's you don't understand, but you're the stoners that we wouldn't even accept in the band back in the day. And you're probably not even pot smokers, but your brain is more melted than they ever were. You're not getting it, man. Stop being a follower and live your own life. And stop trying to think that you can suss somebody out in one sentence, because I guarantee you didn't fall in love with your partner after one sentence and go, oh, yeah. Come on, Rant over.
Cheers to that.
I get really frustrated with that shit, though. When you say one thing and somebody goes, oh, well, you're a so-and-so and a whatnot. You don't know me from a hole in the ground, you stupid son of a bitch.
Well, and that people have the ability to change. Like, if one thing we're strong at is adapting and changing. Like,
yeah,
even if we were one way, like I was a fucking Republican. Like, I changed, and I didn't. Like, you have to humble yourself, right? You have to have the humility to know when you fuck up and change. And for people to, like, come at you on that, yeah, it's wrong.
But there's nothing wrong with being a Republican.
Well, here's the thing.
Because you can still be a Republican. It's just this administration of Republicans.
Well, can you tell me, Dunk, on this? I'm gonna call you out on that. Can you tell me one example where it's a good thing to be a Republican?
Not right now.
I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying, it's like,
yeah, but hold on. There was Ronald Reagan. Oh, no, never mind. Shit.
That was the guy. Nixon. He was a decent guy.
No, but I mean, I'm a lifelong liberal in Canada because my parents were diehard fans of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, one of our famous prime ministers of Canada back in the day. And I voted against the Liberal Party on 2 occasions in my life because I'm not going to be beholden to what my parents told me that I was. Like, how many people have you met when they're 19 years old and they say, oh, well, I'm a Christian or I'm a Catholic? Oh, really? You go to church every week and stuff? No, but my parents do. Well, then you're not a Catholic. You were raised in a Catholic home. Can we get around this and make our own decisions?
Yeah, those are the ones that end up getting pregnant in the back of the fucking cathedral.
Thank God I wasn't one of the fathers.
What the choir boys?
Yeah,
that's a hard fuck to get them pregnant. You have to go hard.
It's just like Frank Zappa said, baby. Catholic school girls rule.
Dunk, the priest definitely try though. That's for sure.
The bishop.
Never, oh my God, where are we going?
Never trust a bishop. They move diagonally.
Oh, that's funny. So we're coming up on 2 hours. I have beer in the fridge. I think Chungus has his stash taken care of. I know Dunk is never more than about 6 feet away from a box of wine. So I think we're going late tonight.
No boxes anymore. The boxes
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go refill.
You had to go back to glass because it gives you a better drink at a cheaper price. So figure that out, Trump.
Yeah. No, it's just this crap. There's this crap coming from boxes these days.
Yeah. I can taste the petrol.
I wish I could.
Yeah. You could just tune your internal carburetor and get the mix right. It'd be good. So what
ironically, I am still drinking.
Are you?
Chardonnay from the USA.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm very disappointed in you right now.
Well, it's Californian. I like the Californian wines. It's just the best. It's just the best one on the shelf at the minute. All the others are shite, and yeah, it's all right.
All the wines are shit, da, 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 and the sky is gray. California drinking.
On such a Wednesday.
That was awesome. Oh, shit. You know why I know that song? There was a punk band from back in the day that covered it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I actually thought it was their song until I found out it was a
You
cover. I
didn't
had
know the
no
original.
idea. Yeah. I know.
That's funny.
How embarrassing is that, right?
That is funny.
Yeah, I
Although
had no
to be
clue.
fair, I can't remember who did the original.
Yeah, no,
Can't
me
remember.
either.
Yeah. It's a classic. Who wrote
Yeah.
it? Oh,
All the leaves are brown.
The leaves are brown.
And the sky is gray.
and the sky is grey.
Wait, who was the punk band that played that? Because I used to listen to a lot of punk when I was in high school.
Oh, really? Really? It was.
Oh yeah, I was a nut.
I think it might have been AFI.
Ooh.
AFI are one of the second, or I guess third generation punk bands. But unlike Green Day, they were like actually punk and
Green Day.
you know, and holy fuck, were they awesome.
God, Green Day they were so trendy though. No one in punk like land liked them. They were like the Offspring. They got outcasted as soon as they came out on MTV. They're like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, they had a contract.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's called making money. Just like the Papas.
You know, Chungus, I can imagine Fat Mike going, yeah, never met them.
So California Dreamin', that was the Mamas and the Papas. If you
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any of the track from them at all.
I bet you know the goddamn Beatles though. Jesus.
Beatles, yeah. I grew up with them. I live with them.
I had a sealed Abbey Road album back in the day when I was a kid. Like I loved them. Them, The Who else? Janis Joplin. I had the greatest hits sealed on vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I got a vinyl collection. We are gonna talk. Oh, yeah.
Mine's gone. I don't know what happened to it. The 90s were weird for me. It's all gone.
Chungus,
Was that the acid you took?
Chungus, what we're gonna do is give YouTube a fucking heart attack. I'm gonna play a song right now by a commercial band. Hopefully they're small enough that we don't get in a lot of trouble. But if you guys are like NA that's been around here for a while, you know I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna do what I want to do. Now, this is one of those second, third generation punk bands. They're called Brown Lobster Tank. And I just got to find the song.
It's been a long road getting from there to here.
Okay, I found the song. You're going to love this. And if you don't, well, tell me you do in the live chat so I don't ban you from the channel. Get into it and groove, fellow babies. This song's awesome. Hey, wait a minute. Start from the start, motherfucker.
Hi, Ron Jeremy here.
I had a dream that I met Ron Jeremy in bed, and it was pretty cool. I had a dream that I met Ron Jeremy in bed, and it was pretty cool. He came over to my house, and it was really great. He told me all about the chicks that he ate. 14 inches a man, now that is pretty cool. A professional he is,
The only thing that would make that better is Slayer doing that on Undisputed Attitude and having that as one of the covers.
Wow. I'll put that on my wish list right now.
Fuck, can we get AI to do that? Oh my god.
Wouldn't that be actually I'm really skilled with a guitar and a few other instruments, and I do believe we could make that happen ourselves.
Holy shit.
Jake, we got Rudy Costa who wants to join in.
Rudy.
Oh yeah, Rudy.
A message to you, Rudy. Hey, Less Than Jake. Anybody know that band? Rudy, get the fuck in here. Come on.
Oh yeah, he's part of the Car for Ukraine fundraiser.
Yeah, it's the same link, dude. It's just jump the fuck in. What are you doing? Isn't it working? No.
Hey, I'm looking at your chat and I see Mexi Girl fucking Slayer. Yeah, I used to go to bed to Slayer when I was in high school, and I had like 1,000.
I think she did too, but in a more realistic version of the story.
I remember having
the rest of us had to go to bed as a bishop.
Oh goddamn, that's rough. I used to play that shit so loud my neighbor down the street couldn't hear her TV inside of her house.
That's how it's done, right? Yeah, that's how children are born,
I don't see the difference between Slayer fans and my children, so yeah.
Well, the only difference is they start as Slayer fans and they grow to love the band.
I'm pretty sure Kerry King or one of them was a devout Christian too. Imagine that.
Yeah. I wouldn't actually doubt it at all. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Ken and Patterson, the chat talking about Rage Against the Machine. That first album totally changed the landscape of FM radio for a time. That was a kicker.
Nick, did you ever buy into Sublime?
Sublime is one of those things where if you don't understand how fucking phenomenal Bradley and the whole thing was, then I'm sorry, but I'll drink with you, but I won't respect you.
Facts. I loved them. Yeah. I absolutely loved them the whole entire way.
Sublime is one of those things that hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, man. When I found Sublime, I was like, oh, this is Bob Dylan of the modern age. You don't have to be the best musician. You just have to entertain me, man.
Yeah, and to Dunk's comment earlier about taking acid, yeah, there was a lot of green gel acid going around back then with Sublime.
Oh yeah. And I'll say, I do practice Santeria, so there we go.
Ooh, shit.
I love it. I was actually jamming.
What is it you practice, Santeria? Is that
because I've got a crystal ball and I had $1 million and I spent it all.
The only thing I got out of that whole song is a Colt 45, so I don't even know.
And I'd pop a cat's in Sancho's if he's wait a minute. And I was pop a cap in Sancho's ass and I'd slap her down.
That's it.
Well, I really wanna know.
God, you bring me back to the old times, the good old times right there.
I love it, man.
Where's Rudy? Rudy, where are you, my dude?
Yeah, man. Have you doing?
Have you seen his content? The dude's out there on the front lines of the protests. He's badass.
We are the ones that found Rudy and brought him into the group. Yeah, I was surfing YouTube one night and I was like, okay, like we've got this habit around the show. Well, not a habit, but an ethos or whatever you would say. And bigger YouTubers helped us grow when we were small. and we always dip back in and try to find somebody who could use a few subs or something. So I found Rudy. He was like, 400 subs or whatever, and we dragged him over to the channel, and Claire and Ivan loved him, and they were like, get him into the fundraising group. And now Rudy hangs out with, Ukraine Matters and Starsky, and, gets to chat with them, and he's like, what the fuck is going on, man?
We are the dog rescue organization of YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, in that case, I need to be neutered, and I also need some deworming. Okay, maybe a little flea medication. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, a good bath wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like my ambience. Yeah. No, that's good. No, it's okay for me. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Here, I'm just sending Rudy a new copy of the link. I don't think he saved it. We always use the same link. Oh my God, what's my computer doing? Okay.
And tell people we use the same link. We need some asshole to put the password in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Dick, is this the link? Is this the password?
Yeah. My code name is 401, and I'm going to do this properly.
How about it's a secret? That's the best.
What, the password?
Yeah, it's a secret.
Yeah.
God,
Okay.
this is a lot of fun. I'm not even dual streaming this. I'm having fun. I'm here.
We should have. Yeah, we should have. Okay.
No. I'm here. I'm here for this. This is good.
Yeah, and we're not even charging you either. You get it for free.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, we've charged many people by the syllable, but I'll give you a bill that's fair to your contribution after.
Cost me a fucking fortune to be on this stream.
Hey, Moscow Marjorie copyright. Oh, hold on. I got it coming.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm trying to get Rudy all set up because he'll be in a second, and it's not working out for me very well. Okay, here we go.
Well, you do that. I'm going to go and see a man about O'Reilly.
Oh no. Okay.
Is that like taking the Browns to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a thing that came from my relatives. I had these real rednecky maritime prairie type relatives, and they'd all say, I got to see a man about a horse. And that meant I got to go off and take a piss. Well, why is this man going to see a horse? And then, I don't know, I'm assuming you're pissing on its hooves or something. Like, it doesn't seem very cordial and very welcoming. It seems kind of weird. Is it a play on the whole you can drag a dead horse to water, but you can't make it drink thing? Or I don't really get it. But I've said it all my life because it makes young people look at me and go, wow, he's old. And I kind of embrace that now, right?
You can lead a camel to the eye of the needle, but you can't make him drink.
There you go.
And that's as old as time.
Yeah. Especially if it's American whiskey.
Hey, so my first experience with Canadians, I'm sorry to tell you, I was a manager at the grocery store, and they came and saw my whiskey collection of American whiskey and cleaned me the fuck out.
Never show a Canadian where they can get alcohol without paying for it. I'm just saying.
Holy shit. Like every top dollar whiskey was gone off the rack. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They're crazy.
Well, in Canada, we go to the beer store and we buy an 8-pack, but that's just so we can get in the mood to go to the bar. Right? A Canadian,
we call it primer here. It's priming.
Yeah, but our beers are like 6%, and yours are what we call light beer.
Oh, hold on.
You know,
6.5.
what? Really? You guys,
6.5.
you're actually able to buy real alcohol in America? I didn't think this was possible. Well, in a can.
Dick, I have a triple IPA. I was gonna do for stream, but I was afraid that it might go long, and you don't want to see me on a triple IPA.
we have done shows where I have gotten so drunk and out of hand that we don't even delete the stream after because we should let people be a part of it.
Okay, yeah, I was like that too. I don't know if you heard about the infamous 80 proof prune juice and spicy Polish pickles for donations for my fundraiser.
Spicy Polish pickles. Explain that to me.
Okay, so I was pouring 80 proof brandy in a shot glass and filling it with a spicy Polish pickle and doing it for $15 a donation, thinking that someone would want to see me take a shot for $10, right? Or eat a pickle for $5. But no, we want to see Chungus eat 3 pickles and 3 shots at once. So we're going to donate $45 at a time. Okay. By the end of the stream, I forgot what happened on the stream. I had to watch it the next morning.
I've been there, buddy.
I had to watch the next morning. Oh my God, I hope I wasn't a fucking idiot. And I watched it and we made hella money and it was funny. It was
awesome.
It was a great fundraiser.
Did you see Dick's cocksucking marathon?
No.
Just stop that right now. Stop that right now. Yo-tastic,
Is that an OnlyFans account?
See? He's already listening to you.
Oh, I'm looking. Hey, do you mind if I plug the Easter Pasanki fundraiser in your chat?
Dude, plug it hard and fast. Here, are you in the chat? Where are you? I'll mod you so that you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, God, don't do that to me.
I'll have to take your mod away after. You only get modded when you're on the show, because if I mod you without approval of the mod team, I'll probably get kicked off my own fucking channel.
No, I get it. I will spam nothing but eggplants in your stream when it's not a fundraiser.
Yeah. Snoopy was not an Aryan. Proof coming up. All right.
Well, I got to recover from that. Oh shit! I cried.
Oh, thank God we got you there, because everybody needs one now and then.
That fucked me up, Nick. Give me a second. God damn, that was funny. Whew. Whew. All right. I'm better. Yeah.
That was awesome. All right. Let's see here. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Dunk, do you have something that will make no sense to anybody but lead the conversation to a point where we don't understand it either?
Well, usually, that's usually what I do when I open my mouth.
I was just trying to make you feel at home.
I want to hear some like deep dark secrets from where you live, something nobody knows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, if I did that, then it wouldn't be nobody knows.
Well, that's the point. We bring your sins to the light.
Yeah.
Tell
us about the time that the Scots surrounded King Arthur and kicked his ass.
Yes.
I can't because I wasn't there. I don't think the Scots were involved with King Arthur that much.
Oh,
being a fictitious king.
they're just druids of a different whiskey. I'm sure it's fine, you know.
Was Mel Gibson there with a pack of whatever he
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, Mel Gibson was there playing a Scotsman, and you had fucking what was his name? Sean Connery playing a Spanish. Yeah, it was a complete fucking farce. You got a Frenchman playing a Scotsman. It's just all over the place.
Yeah.
History doesn't make any bloody sense at all.
Well, there was that movie with the guy who, they had to kill each other because in the end you could only have one. And there was that guy that was born in Miami. Yeah. And there was that old guy that was born in Miami that played a Scotsman in that one, right? Sean Connery.
No, he's French.
Yeah, it's Sean Connery.
No, you had the guy. Oh God, who was it? Played the Scotsman, the Connor MacLeod.
Yeah. Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod, as
From
opposed
France.
to the Clan McDonald's. Really? I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't.
Why did he have to say his name twice? I am Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod.
Yeah.
Well, that pisses me off because everybody's got
my
their
name's
own brand.
Bond.
And I'm a mutt, right? I did my heritage bullshit. I'm mostly Hispanic. Like my dad's from Mexico. I don't fucking talk about that. Anyway, it's just like 40%, right? And then the rest of my family,
you're 100% being deported.
Oh yeah, exactly. But the rest of my family's from Finland, but then I have like 10%.
The country where I'd most like to be pony trekking or camping. Monty Python joke. Sorry.
No, I get it. So then I have 10% Irish, Scottish, Welsh, but they don't have a differentiation. So what the fuck? Where am I Irish? Am I Scottish or am I Welsh? Can you tell me?
But the difference between Irish, Scottish, and Welsh is the shape of the cliff you push a sheep up against to make sure you have a good time.
I don't think you should bring that argument to the UK, Dick. I think
You're fucking bad.
I think you might find yourself in a few fights between the Irish and the Scottish and the Welsh.
Yeah, because they all want to claim to be the first ones to take a sheep and love it.
Oh, they'll take you. They'll take you, and you'll like it.
I'll never let that joke go until you admit that the Falklands are not British.
Hang on a minute. What are you doing here? You bring the Falcons into it. It is British. It's very, very British. And you seen all those penguins? They're all dressed in suits.
Jesus Christ.
How British can you get?
I'm just being Captain Instigator, the one for no reason at all who starts a fight just because they know the history to make it so.
Why aren't you president of the United States? You sound like perfect candidate.
I don't like wearing makeup. It's not going to work for me.
Yeah, just like fucking hit out at anybody, I'll put him up. I'll take you on.
Oh, it's almost become like a pastime of mine to tease you about the Falklands just because I can.
I don't know why you pick on Falklands. I don't fucking care.
It was in the news when I was young, and I just thought it was strange that somebody from way up there were concerned about something that was way down there.
The funny thing is, I don't think anybody in the UK knew that the Falklands was British until that war happened. Hey, what?
Exactly, yeah. Until there was munitions involved, they were like, "What? Yeah, it's ours!
They're invading our homeland. How dare they?"
Yeah, that was a strange moment in history, man. It made no sense,
Hey, Chungus, you muted me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just one of those things,
I can't hear him.
What? Oh no. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, better refresh.
Yeah. I think he's wrapping a condom around his microphone right now to see if that will work.
I thought that was some kind of ice smoothie or something.
Yeah. That was either
Slush puppy.
that was either a demonstration of how dolphins say hello within their family units, or yeah. Where is Rudy? Rudy, I sent you the goddamn thing on WhatsApp. What are you doing? Well, that's not even my problem now. I did it. I did it.
He didn't like you bringing up the Falklands. He's gonna have a go at Greenland next.
Yeah. He's having a go at the penguins. Yeah, we got to do the whole punk rock thing, Rudy, a message to you, Rudy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Hey, look what happens when I figure out a couple settings after I knock my own shit down.
I've been there, man. I've been there. Yeah. Welcome
I
back to
figured it
the party, Chungus.
Woo!
Yeah, baby.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
Oh,
Cheers
wow.
to the Falcons, the Balkans. I've never even heard of that shit. So cheers to them.
Oh, I just took it back into the early 80s and really fucked everybody's minds up with that one.
God.
He was just like a little sperm back in the 80s. He wouldn't have, he doesn't remember that.
I was watching Red Dawn.
Duran and
Hey, I only know them from, hindsight. But during the day of the Falklands War, I was watching what was that volcano over the West Coast?
Krakatoa.
Yeah, not so much.
No.
What was that
I know
one?
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Washington.
St. Helens. St. Helens.
Yes.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Well, I've actually got this cool medicine bottle with my mom's name and prescription on it still. And we drove down to near St. Helens and scooped it up out of the car when I was a kid after the eruption. I've still got that. And
I wonder who it was you scooped up.
yeah, well, that's the thing. When I was a kid, it was really cool because we were down there and all these big trucks were moving the ash, and I was so impressed and I was going, wow. But when I was older and looked back on it, I was literally like, whose corpse do I have in this fucking bottle, right?
Wait, how many people died on that? Because as far as
it
I
was
know,
only like 28 or something.
yeah, there was one guy they interviewed. He was like, this is like, you're talking about like the beginning of MAGA. There was one guy that was on that mountain, and he was like, no, it's all lies. They're telling you it's lies.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving this place. It was him and his dog.
Yeah.
And after it erupted, they never saw him again.
Yeah.
So few people, I don't know why they bother reporting it.
Yeah, exactly. He went down like Charlie Sheen's career in the end, right? Nobody heard from him,
No, he was seen last at a Chick-fil-A outside by the drive-thru. Yeah. He's still alive. He's naked, but he's alive.
So, I feel that we're at that point where we're going to start making off-color jokes that really offend people. And
oh, goody.
Yeah. My thinking is, should we embrace it as a place to go, or should we hunker down like sprinters and try to get there as fast as possible? Because that's really the only two options, right?
Okay. School shootings. Aren't they the rage at the minute?
Oh, God.
I don't know what to say.
He does this to me all the fucking time.
But it's everybody's doing it. It's the rage. It's a trend.
Go to bed, you green fuck.
Yeah. School shootings. Well, fuck. At least you don't have to buy Pop-Tarts anymore, right?
Only 2 this week. Hey.
All right. How about this? Do you guys remember where you were when the first major one happened?
Columbine.
Which one?
Columbine.
Columbine.
Yeah. for me, that's Columbine, and that's a long time ago. And I, as a Canadian, I did not hear about it until like 12 hours later or something, because during that time, I was very much a stoner, alcoholic musician, just living a life day to day in a van with a trunk trailer full of gear, and but I was horrified when the reality of the situation presented itself. And I couldn't believe that two teenage like people could bring that to life in such a cold, calculated way. These are people who have not even experienced life to its fullest. I mean, they probably never even had anal sex, right? I'm no, but no.
So are you saying the OG is much better than the sequels?
I don't want to go there. I don't want to get there. Unless you're talking about Star Wars, because I'll do that one. But
all right, I'm gonna share where I was during that. I was on vacation with my friend's dad and him, who were Vietnam vets, and we were doing tours of lakes, fishing lakes in California. We were at Lake New Melones, and he and all of his Vietnam buddies were drunk as fuck. Me and my buddy stumble up to a camp with a bunch of hot ass chicks who were doped out of their brain on meth, drinking Rumple Mints and chocolate milk. And we spent the whole week with them when that happened.
Easy pickings.
So I don't want to go into details.
Are you talking about the chicks or the fish?
That memory was very what's the word I'm looking for? It was
that memory, it was ingrained on your psyche with good, honest friction.
Yeah, double-edged sword. It was it was as terrifying to hear about it as what was going on in my life.
That's go. I mean, it's I can't, I guess Chungus, if you look back, there has been a steady climb towards where we are now, but I don't think anybody on the non-hard right side of things ever thought that they could actually win again after Trump's first go. I know for me, the idea that he was going to win a second term was almost comical. And then when it came to pass, I'm somebody who doesn't have experience with social media and stuff and whatnot, and I realized how out of the loop I was, that the powers that be, in so much as it pertains, yes, I'm saying that again, to the voting public, actually elected that fuck. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so that's where we are right now too. And like, if we deny that feeling that we all had, that Camel was gonna smoke him, we're gonna lose in the midterms. So we have, like I'm saying, we gotta stay frosty, because shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll agree there, because there is this thing right now permeating in American culture that, oh, don't worry, as soon as the midterms come, we'll get a handle on this. We're good. Not without a lot of work.
It's funny. There's a BBC drama written by the guy who did some of the latest Doctor Who stuff. He was like the front man of that. And I can't remember. I can't remember what the show was, because it's like a really innocuous name for a show. It's like Time After Time, or Day After Day, or something stupid like that. But it's set in the UK, and it's just centered around a family in the near future. And each episode like progresses another like 5 years. But what's interesting in that is you end up with a UK Prime Minister who is full on authoritarian, and she's sending people to camps. There are camps being built up. Immigration has been locked down, and this was made years ago. And it's like, well, it was almost like a premonition. And I think that was and I think that's the reason why he made it. They made the film, but it's definitely a premonition of what could happen, and we are seeing that within the Trump administration. Very, very interesting to watch.
Yeah. We've
if someone's ever seen it, put the title in that bloody chat. I can't remember.
Dunk, you've spent years in Hollywood, model builder, matte painter, now digital visual effects artist. I mean,
or an artist.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've preached your talents many times. You're a fucking Emmy Award winner, right? And there's this love of traditional cinema within people, that want the real storytelling and stuff. But are their voices even strong enough anymore to rebound against the profit? Like, you've been there, you've been in the scene for years, do the honest storytellers even get a chance anymore, or is it just profit?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they get the chance anymore. There are some breakouts. It does happen. There are, the odd movie that will come out that's made independently with a small crew, and it will break through. Like what was that film? Everything, everywhere, all at the same time.
Yeah, that was cool, right? Yeah.
I mean,
but that also had
very small crew.
Cool. Yeah, but that had what's her name, who is so cool, Michelle. What's her name there?
Yeah. Michelle,
yeah. She is so cool, right?
Yeah, well, I had a decent crew, but but even then, it was still, it wasn't like a tiny budget. It wasn't like a totally independent. There was a lot of money behind it, and it's like what was the film I worked on?
Like I could say movies from 30 years to answer that question.
I can't pronounce it right.
Debbie Does Dallas, right?
Max Exma. No, that's not
Chungus. Dunk got to hang out with Johnny Depp on set and whatnot. Like, he's the real fucking deal, man. Yeah.
Hey, no, I hang out on him on a personal level.
No wonder he has that big green nose. Obviously, when gangrene.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Are you being anti-Semitic? He's got a big Jewish nose.
Yeah, Chungus, what was your address again?
Yeah.
I think it's on the tip of his existence right there. I feel like that was a lot of influence of cocaine back in the day, but
too funny. So let's see here. We could say we're running late, but that depends on the time zone that you're in. What time zone am I in? Well, I could tell you that, but that would reveal the drunken nature of my existence. I don't think I want to share that right now.
Well, my time zone is saying go to fucking bed.
Your time zone always says that, but I didn't marry my time zone. You did, so
yeah. You keeping PJ up as well. Look at him, poor little kiddo. He's got stuff to do, cats to look after, and stuff.
I was just gonna say, PJ CNET has animals to rescue and whatnot. And if you think we're kidding around, we're not kidding around. That man keeps nature alive, one animal at a time. Oh yeah.
You should see the turkeys he looks after in Birmingham.
Yeah. They
Just
could
flown in
fall,
from New York.
yeah, they fall 70, 80 feet. And he catches them one at a time. Oh, yeah. You know, well, brilliant human being. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's got his emotional support alligator and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. It's only detesticled 2 roommates, but it's okay, you know. So, we're coming up on 3 hours. I am literally going to have to go to the beer store if I have more than 2 more beer. So I think we got about 20 minutes, half an hour, so I can have one more drink and then go get some more. I know to you that might sound excessive, but you're not Canadian. So
Do you not have DoorDash A there?
the beer store, I can literally see it out of my window.
It would take less time for him to go to the beer store than it would for him to get a DoorDash to do it.
Yeah. I can't even smoke a cigarette and I'll be at their front door and have to waste it, right? It's that close.
Holy cow, you lucky dog. All I got when I go out there is
Lucky. It took me 7 years to get this place because I wanted to move in next door.
Yeah, I feel like I have the cheapest place in California to exist. And blessing on that part, but my God, I literally have roosters as my neighbors. I wake up, they're eating my fucking cat food.
And you haven't even got a cat.
I have 3 cats, thank you very much.
You're literally just a sucker for taking care of to make sure that you are the one that provides, aren't you?
They are adopted cats. I hated cats before I got them, and then I took back my place. It was my ex's house.
It's all right. It's all right. They still hate you.
No, yeah. At least 2 of them hate me. 1 loves me. I have Bella. I have Doja, and then Malenki Billy Lobkey. He holds the fort down.
Dude, I hate to tell you,
they only love you when it's on their terms.
Yeah,
and they think they're going to get something out of it.
They only love you with the IAMS food and stuff. We've been getting letters, and when you go towards Pet Choice or something, they're not too impressed.
I'm happy with my cats. They were straight up with me, like, love me, feed me, snore too loud, and I will fuck you up. It's a beautiful relationship. It's real.
I gotta say, as it pertains to pets, I mean, I'm a fish guy, right? You can see, right? But if I had to choose between dogs and cats, I'd choose cats because with cats, I can put out some food in a litter box and I can fuck off for the weekend and they're cool. But, on a moment's notice on a Friday, if you meet somebody and go, yeah, let's go camping and have some fun. You know what I mean? Oh, wait a minute. I got to go walk the dog. It's just not my thing,
Yep. Same here. My little 8-pound chihuahua says, I got to go home. I can't rest with you. Yeah. Fucking terrible. Dogs are such a commitment.
Yeah,
cats
man.
Are so independent. They can. I'm gonna go eat my ice. Go fuck off.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Makes sense to me for sure. So let's see here. We should leave the viewers with final thoughts, with thoughts of praise for their fundraising efforts, thoughts of praise for the fact that you got off your lazy fucking asses and went and subbed to Chungus's channel. And
well, not until he subs to the 42 Show channel.
So here, we'll go to Dunk for final words because then it'll give Chungus a minute to listen to him and go, really? That's what I gotta fucking do? Well,
yeah, okay, final words from me. Well, in a world as shitty as we are living in, let's take praise that we're all going to die soon. So don't worry too much about it because there's hope on the horizon. and it will just be left to the next generation to fucking figure it out and put things right. So when World War III breaks out and your children are fighting on the front lines and they're all dying under a nuclear mushroom, it's not your problem anymore. It's theirs. It's all right. Don't worry, because the world will survive. The civilization won't. Well, we're all fucked. But the world will go on, and there'll be new species of animals, and the world rebuild, and a new civilization will come out of that, and they'll reach the stars. Because we fucked up. And so Star Trek will happen, just not with humans. So look forward to that.
At this point, I wonder why you look like Yoda when you should probably look like Quark.
It's all in the ears.
Yeah. Umox.
Oh, I just realized that series I was talking about earlier. It's called Years and Years. Not Years and Years.
Oh no. Oh no. So let's see here. I will remind you to hit like, share, and subscribe. I'm sure all you are, and I'm sure you're well more than embarrassed to click share because you don't want your in-laws to know you watch this painfully nasty shit. I mean, I would.
That's a good point, actually.
Right? I'd rather cuddle up with my in-laws muff than, share the fact that I hang out here.
Just tell you what you need to do. You need to go to a graveyard, find a tombstone with someone's name on it, then steal their identity, get a new birth certificate all made up from that, and then, sign on to YouTube, and then just use that identity to share us out. Don't forget to sub while you're doing it, with your fake identity.
Yeah. And never succumb to the fact that you are just another evergreen tree in the cog of life promoting what you should be watching. Let's turn over to Chungus here to give you the last words of the night and something that might actually make sense.
So 80% of the diabolical shit they just talked about, I actually have lived in my life. So if you want to see the after effects of what this madness has to see, come to my channel. It's Renegade Chungus. You can find it on YouTube. Anywhere you go, I don't care. You come here if you want to see crazy shit happen in the world today. If you want to see normal shit happen in the world today. If you want to see what the fuck is normal to me, will probably shock you. Come on over. Throw me a sub, and I can't wait to come back and get fucked up again. That was fun.
Awesome, buddy. So happy to have you here. The Car for Ukraine community, what we're doing, it's a massive, big, so important effort. We've been putting a lot of money together, but we can put even more together. So join us in the effort. Click the damn link. Even $5, $2, any little thing gets us one step closer to killing a few orcs or saving a few Ukrainian defenders that are killing orcs. Either way,
not seeing enough Renault Clios being sent to Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, that would be like sending a Lancia Beta Coupe. Where would you like your rust parked, sir? So join us soon. Love seeing you here. Support Ukraine, but just as importantly, get drunk now and then and enjoy yourself. Don't take it too seriously, but flip out when somebody really attacks your freedom for democracy and what is rightfully your birthright.
Fact. 100% agree.
Fucking Brits.
What do you got against the Balkans, man? What are you, Romulan? With those big ass ears?
Hey, don't talk to me about ears.
Listen to Chungus. Leave everybody to their own accord.